same expectations will apply for every single Group A match, and that is Ivern, Caitlyn, Lulu. Always something that needs to be considered.
Certainly is. We'll have to see what's going to be banned out in this game. Galio and Caitlyn banned out by Red Canids. SuperMassive banned out Elise as well as Thresh.
And Yoda also going to be playing something that we haven't actually hit just yet. They have subbed out their mid laner. They've gotten rid of Tokkers. They have brought in Yoda.
Yep, Yoda will be playing his first match here at MSI. Was unfortunately suspended for the first 3 games. Did not play the last 2, but will be playing the final match for the home team here in Brazil. Zyra's the final ban that comes out from Red Canids. SuperMassive still winning their last ban. And there is a little bit of pride involved in this game because if Red Canids pick up a win, they guarantee themselves at least second in the group. Whereas if they drop the game here, they go 3-3, and Direwolves could potentially tie them for second since they are 1-1 head-to-head.
And every international game you play is definitely a learning experience, as we are seeing, as expected, the higher priority champion. All I'm saying, right, is if Lulu's picked over Ivern, there's an implication that Draven's better now. I'm just throwing it out there.
BRTT, take the hint. Come on, just lock in that Draven.
I got you, Betty.
Malzahar has been banned out though as the final ban from SuperMassive. They do get 2 picks here. Should be the Ivern. And we should see probably either Ashe or the Varus.
There's AD carries to pick with it. That is definitely one of them.
That's going to be locked in. Kog'Maw has been picked up here as the AD carry of choice for Zaytnot, the MVP of his team.
It's not quite Lucian, but arguably better as it continues to scale. We are now seeing the response on the opposing side, however.
Ooh, Katarina would be interesting for Yoda. Napon has locked in Lee Sin. He's been a hero twice today already. We'll have to see what the pick's going to be. It's going to be Twitch. Screw Varus, screw Ashe. We've got Twitch heading onto the Rift.
And it feels like we've actually gone back to a meta that we're more familiar with. Kog'Maw at Twitch, the LCK finals, the LPL. When you watch it actually play out, we're starting to see the rise of these hyper carries. And we're just seeing hyper carries everywhere.
Yeah, we've got Fabulous picking up Camille heading into the top lane as well as we head into the next stage of bans. SuperMassive are still missing their mid laner unless they really shake things up with Kog'Maw in the mid lane. And their support, which is that of Red Canids, they're just missing their 2 solo laners.
AP Kog'Maw definitely doable. Just throwing that out there. Camille also able to play multiple roles, but most likely going to be top lane. That is one disparity between these teams right now. One has a support, one has a top laner, and we'll have to see how they continue these bans through because it looks like they really want to ban each other out in the mid lane.
Yep, LeBlanc and Ari being banned out by SuperMassive. Red Canids have taken away Syndra. Should be an Orianna ban you'd expect last.
They could definitely look towards something like the Orianna, and mid laner still seems to be the commitment. Echo also a champion that can be removed from Summoner's Rift from Naru. He plays everything though.
And it is the Orianna ban last coming out from Red Canids here, so a lot of signature mid lane picks are not available in this game.
And of course the Orianna taken away with the Syndra. Things that actually work with Ivern, things that protect the Kog'Maw, allow him to scale. They do need some shields. You're expecting something along the lines of maybe a Karma in the support position, if that's where we're going to go. But by having the Ivern, you don't necessarily have to play the shielding support champion. Something more aggressive, or even a Nami to empower the Kog'Maw further does suffice.
So we get a Jace pick coming out from SuperMassive. That should be a mid lane pick for Naru, unless we see the Doge himself pick up Camille as a support. And then Fabulous take Jace to the top lane. So Red Canids now have to show their hand with their last 2 picks. Their 2 solo laners should be coming out to play here. Cassiopeia, champion has been banned out time and time again. Yoda will take that one to the mid lane.
Knocks in the Snake. Still remaining is the top lane pick here for the Red Canids. Still a lot of champions, to be fair. And Robo, he does love to play his carries, so we'll see which direction he goes, if it's the Jarvan route, Darius route, something that can hyper carry.
And there's animals everywhere, Rusty. We've got a rat, we've got a snake, and now we've got a fish as Fizz has been locked in for Robo heading to the top lane.
And that's exactly along the lines of a carry, so sticking true to his form, Robo true to self. But now it's all going to be about what BRTT can get done with this Twitch. I believe he even has a tattoo of Twitch alongside many other AD carries, including Kale, which isn't an AD carry unless you're BRTT.
So let's see what the final pick for SuperMassive is going to be. It should be the support. And no, it's not. It's Victor locked in for SuperMassive, so that's going to be the Doge on the Camille.
There you go. We said it was could be a flex. Didn't say it was going to be by any means. They have actually decided that Camille's going to be the support champion, revealing a strategy in a game that doesn't mean a whole lot here. for SuperMassive.
I mean, they could be tricking North America, Rusty, you know? Thinking one step ahead, juking the Duke of the Duke.
Baiting a Camille ban.
Yep.
Maybe.
We'll have to see if Dumbledore does end up playing SuperMassive, you could say.
Of course, we don't know who SuperMassive are going to be playing against just yet. It's
right.
not actually locked in at North America. Could be LMS themselves. Just thought I'd throw that one out there.
We'll have to see how this match is going to pan out. Again, just a show match between the two teams. Red Canids taking on SuperMassive. SuperMassive have guaranteed the final spot in Group A. Red Canids really trying to guarantee their spot as second place here today. Even if they did pick up a win in their last match, this would just be a match that tries to make them fight for another tiebreaker game. But with that drop, they are now either guaranteed second or tied second with the Die Walls, depending on the final match of today, and also depending if they can pick up a win here.
And maybe Robo feeling a little bit inspired off the last game. Chippy's being able to take him down with the Fizz. He's picked it up himself. He's gone for the Ignite route, and he is going to be an aggressive top laner. We'll see if Red Canids can continue that across the board. Lee Sin, very aggressive champion. Wants to gank, wants to jungle clear, but actually find people, especially against that Ivern. Jungle matchup, very important.
You can see the home crowd still cheering on Red Canids, despite they've been knocked out here today. So they take on SuperMassive. We'll head onto the Rift for the 5th game of Group A today.
And as we hop on, of course, we're looking at the Brazilian side. The crowd still enjoys them. Even more when they actually show their flares. But we need to look at what their team does. They haven't gone for the crazy picks. It's not quite a Draven, but Twitch is something close enough. And the problem with the Twitch is usually the average, mediocre maybe laning phase that you tend to see from him can be exploited by aggressive champions.
Stop it, dude.
Zeitnot with a Camille flanking him as the support. That's pretty aggressive when you think about it. Their invades, their level 1s, their kill threat with an Ivern. I mean, we mentioned this, you know, you have an Ivern, you don't need to play a support that has shields. You don't need to be that Karma or the Nami. Didn't expect this, but it works.
So we do see some wards being placed down into both teams' jungles, both at the Raptor camps. SuperMassive though, they've got Naru in the bottom lane.
Yeah, waiting for a ward perhaps to be thrown down early in the game. It's not like Victor has kill threat at level 1. Just playing the vision control game. If they walk into the bush and someone's there, he'll be the first to rotate. He'll be nearby. He's also found Yoda and his ward.
Flashes his own emo.
Take that, ward.
It's very it's taking some damage on the top side of the map from Fabulous. All the laners will settle into their lanes. Ivan started on Raptors, did not smite it. We'll take a red buff next. Leeson takes a Gromp to blue.
And a lot of health missing in this top lane. Does have 3 potions with his corrupting pot, but will outright lose this lane. Yeah. This is just how the Jace Fizz matchup works.
Have fun, Robo.
He's completely zoned. I'll see you at the second wave. Oh, we're going back
home. Robo doesn't want anything to do with this. Already burned his corrupting potion charge. Or one of them at least. Nut stays.
Just saying push away to the Jace, I suppose. Unfortunately, the Fizz has to go. He chooses to stay. Thankfully, I was confused.
Now Yoda has hit level 2 in this mid lane against Naru. Trying to zone out that Victor.
As far as trades are concerned between a Cassiopeia and a Victor, Victor wins in the short burst and then has to run the heck away. Cassiopeia wins in the prolonged trades. And that's mostly at the level 1 mark. Level 2, it's easier for Naru to burst and run. But it's easier for Yoda to chase.
It's
a few hits.
This Camille pick might actually be a very legitimate strategy coming out from SuperMassive because it's beta Red Canids and they're thinking that's going to be Camille top.
I'm sorry,
Robo's
he's a 0 CS.
Yeah,
like,
he's zoned out.
Will he get one? That's the question.
He's playing for tricks just to dodge out some damage. Still has 2 crafting potion charges, but he's being zoned away from CS as well as experience.
It's going to push. The question is,
no.
He's level 1. He does not have flash. He does not have playful trickster. If they choose to dive, it's before the minions crash and let him get levels up. Otherwise, there is no chance. So
is coming up.
Has smite. All right.
Smite that away, picks up a Gromp camp.
He's ready to counter gank. Here's the thing. Napod can mean the difference. Level 2 means diving. This is not realistic.
Let's see what happens. Dommage takes up the turret, takes a hit. Napon though really low. Will he get the first kill? He does. Robo gets that one. Double buff buffs in the top lane as Robo still takes a chunk of damage.
Is at risk of dying.
Fabulous trying to go in, ignited by the Fizz, goes in anyway, knocks it back, flashes forward. Will they both die? They do! Everyone's dead in the top lane, Rusty.
And both top laners are 2-1, so 3 CS to 18, the biggest difference. Experience missing, Jace still winning. But that's a lot.
They're going out the mid lane as well. Naru taking a chunk of damage, training with Yoda, but everyone's just dead top side of the map, Rusty. Dumbledore is looking for a good trade in the bottom side of the map. BRTT gets a nice expunge against both of them.
You want aggression, eat your heart out. Everyone just going ham. Ivern, Jace, level 3 tower diving a Fizz. We have the pleasure of watching this one again. We already said, risky. Gate Shock Blast didn't connect onto the target he wanted. I believe he still hit Napod accidentally. But Savage going down means that Robo's the person who's going to be in trouble here. But Fabulous, he could back away. He could choose not to fight this.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
He just got ignited. He could choose to take the summoner and back away and stop fighting here. No, absolutely not. Strongly disagree with that sentiment. Have to dive. Have to get rid of the double buffs off the Fizz.
Oh, Fizz is about to be ganked again, though, by an Ivern. If he moves in for any more CS, he is a dead man. Samaj is waiting in the wings. He's on top of a pink ward. He knows that he has not been spotted. The lanky man of Ivern is walking out towards Robo. Tries to slice away, gonna get slowed down by the shield, taking a lot of damage, gets rooted as well. Will try to run away, but Samaj with the auto attack from downtown picks up a kill.
Last auto attack able to secure him. Having a bad day, Mr. Robo in this top lane. It all started 1 game ago, and it has continued ever since. The Fizz being kept down, and he's probably gonna have to stay there. Red Canids need to change up what they're doing if they want to find themselves in a better position through the top half of the map. Or do they sack it and just get BRTT ahead? We'll find out.
Potentially. I mean, Jude and BRTT, they've said in interviews very comfortable against Zaynot and Double Doge, but they're ready for it. In this lane already, Cogmore is ahead in terms of CS, about minion wave I should say up, ahead of BRTT. As Napon is now being brought up to the top lane to help out Robo.
We might find ourselves in a 2v2 up here. They've just decided this is the place to be.
There's no such thing as a jungle.
You could see the Ivern already covered up, but he's got cams prepared. He's going to be 6 well and truly before Napon is.
Then it'll be a 3-on-2 with Daisy moving up towards top side of the map. But Yoda's coming up here as well. Samaj is already wrapped around.
It's a party.
Oh, another 2-on-2. That Fabulous has been jumped on by both of them, but the snare connects on Robo as he comes back down from Playful Trickster. Here goes Yoda though, tries to stun both of them, misses them, only slows them down. That Fabulous is trying to run away.
There's nowhere to go.
There is nowhere to go, but he's gonna fight him actually. Yoda's in trouble. There's a shield from Ivern. He's gonna fall. Both of them die again. And Napod just watches as once again it's just a graveyard on the top side of the map.
So much fighting happening on the top side of the map. It's just, if you can't make it anywhere, fight till the death, rinse and repeat, fight again until it works for you. That's basically the strategy right now. Ivern has cemented his place. He thinks he's a part of the top side jungle. He's actually pretending he's a tree.
We have Fabulous teleporting back into his lane, making sure he pushes this one out with Stamaj. Fizz and Lee Sin are both here.
No, we're 2v2ing. This is...
Oh, it's 2v3. Come on, Daisy's here. They're going for a dive. Fabulous going to get knocked out here by Napon. Knocks it back. Daisy's going in for a kill. He's fighting Napon, but Fabulous will fall to Robo. Stamaj has no mana. No flash available either. Robo is going to auto-attack after auto-attack after auto-attack down this tree and finally cut him down with a double kill.
We've had a gentleman's agreement here, apparently, is that we're only going to use the top half of the map for action. Bottom half can calm down, and Yoda's the only one that's broken the trend and actually went up there, the cheeky devil.
See, the problem is, Rusty, SuperMassive cheated by calling her the third member of Daisy. That's why Red Canids won that fight.
I mean, Red Canids had a third member of a turret fish. I don't know which you'd prefer
Turret
more,
doesn't move.
but I'd rather the giant stone structure that does more damage than Daisy.
Nah, I'd take Daisy any day. She's unstoppable.
She just died.
Except for in the top lane. Meanwhile, mid lane is very quiet between Yoda and Naru. They're both even on gold. We check in with the gold between the top side of the map. It's still slightly in favor of SuperMassive, about 300 for the top laner, about 600 for their jungler of Stamaj.
And the difference is mostly going to be through the CS values, right? A lot more farm actually taken on the top side by Fabulous. Remember how this all started? It was the giant CS advantage, the 2-level advantage is all going to be there for SuperMassive's top side of the map, including jungle. Even after just dying, he will still have the slight edge you'd have to expect. As Stomage is now deciding to branch out a little bit.
He's finally on the bottom side of the map. Lee Sin's here as well. Dude,
Oh, hello.
walks into the Lulu. Suddenly Dumbledore just straight on top of him, but they don't care. Bosco, no! Dumbledore just stuck!
Oh no.
He's got nowhere to go.
No.
Can he jump out? We'll try and hop away. Locks down Yoda. Can't dodge out of that one. Gravity Field is there to try and help him, and somehow Dumbledore is out. 3 points to Gryffindor.
Manages to survive. Uses a lot to survive, but now they're able to actually slow down a little bit. The engage from Lulu actually just being in the bush, right place, right time. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Napon! Oh no, Yoda missed the ultimate though. Naru's still gonna fall. Fancy footwork from the Lee Sin.
And the kick is all that matters, so credit where it's due to Napon finding the connection. Yoda screams in the wrong direction, I suppose, and just averts his gaze the slightest amount of pixels. One Teemo to the right, and he had connection.
Didn't trust Napon's ability to kick him right back in the perfect toss.
Unfortunately, but the kill's still there. We've got ourselves an old-fashioned Fido.
It's a great fighter there. Stamaj is
The dance battle.
he's a tree right now in the jungle. And here's that kick again. Napon, insane.
We've seen some fancy mechanics from Lee Sin in these tournaments. Not so much from Cassiopeia's at the moment, but as it stands, Levi and now Napon.
Stamaj is now up in his home at the top lane. They're going to try and lock down Robo. Throws out the snare, almost connects. That will force the Fizz to go back to base.
And if it connected, he was definitely dead. Again, no flash available for the Fizz. There's lots of fighting to be seen. This is a skirmish-heavy game. And SuperMassive is still coming out on top through these skirmishes.
Another teleport towards top center. Matt Robo heading up here. Make sure you can defend that turret, which is at half health. But Stamaj, he's the support right now.
He's also visible, but he brings out Daisy. Cupcake Daisy has a high fight. They want top lane.
There's the fish. The carrot goes out, pulls out a rabbit. And Robo's going to get jumped on by Fabulous here, who did try to lead him from the snare from Stamaj. Napon is up here, lands the Q, going in for the fight. Fabulous turns around, dodges the damage with the Playful Trickster. Ignite is ticking. That's a dead chase. Oh, is he? Good shield coming out from Stamaj. Fabulous is going to fall as Robo goes on a killing spree.
There's the red buff as full lane.
Oh, finally, bottom lane's fighting. BRTT gets the first kill, heals up, trying to run away, but look at the combo.
Oh, he's alive.
Good shield coming out from Dune. Keeps him
Nowhere to
alive.
go.
Double doge, tries to take it down, but look at that. BRTT with the double.
They get 2 kills in the bottom lane. Now here comes Naru.
He's looking for it. BRTT is invisible. Dune just runs away like a good support, making sure he keeps BRTT alive.
First drinks are on BRTT this time around. Jude able to keep him alive. Lots of fighting just happened. Individual laning phase. Weirdly enough, we said this was going to happen. It's exactly what we expected. Dumbledore, Zeitnot, they're the ones that, I guess, try and look at fighting, but at the same time, that's aggressive from that Fizz, being able to lock him down. Looks like he's about to get blown up, but timing. Perfect timing. And now he's stuck between a Camille and a turret, and he has to make a decision. Just fight. Fight as hard as he can. And it works. Barely.
My goodness. And it was about time we finally saw some action in the bottom lane.
Looks like the action's not going to stop potentially as Napon's waiting.
Gonna take.
Oh, and BRTT's here.
Here comes Stamaj. Dumbledore's gonna try and run away. Napon on top of it. Dumbledore avoids the damage, but Yoda flashes forward and screams at him to allow the poison to pick up a kill for BRTT.
The red Canids are grouped up in the mid lane. They get themselves a single kill, and you know what? That'll be a day. They can go home back to their houses in each respective lane and continue to farm. That seems to be how we're gonna play this one out. You do have to keep your eyes peeled now, though. Big advantage, 3-0 Twitch. Finally able to catch up to what is the gold of Zeitnot.
He is 40 CS down, so catch up is the right term to use there.
But he's going to be able to submarine on everybody. That's the real concern. If everyone's committing to these fights in lanes, if Fabulous wants to keep trying to all in on Robo, well, there may randomly be a Twitch there now.
Zeitnot fancies a fight in the bottom lane. Stamaj is making his way down, but 2 pink wards there to spot him out. Dumbledore will clear out 1. It's very strange to see Stamaj down at the bottom lane after the action that's taken place throughout majority of this game. It's been more than a kill a minute, Rusty. It's 13 minutes in. We've had 16 kills.
Just a strange game, Fish, to be perfectly honest with you. We've still got a lot of scaling as well, actually, to be seen from these bottom lanes. It makes sense that they weren't fighting, because they get those items, they start scaling up, Blade of the Ruined Kings, Trinity Forces, wherever they choose to go, Runon's Hurricane, and they'll be doing a lot of the late game heavy lifting for these teams, but the early game is all top and mid. Mostly mid.
So SuperMassive sending 3 members towards the mid lane as Napon and Robo work on taking down the top lane outer turret. That's incredibly low. Fish connects to the Fabulous. He goes in for a fight instead, but he's just going to be cut down nice and easy. Napon kicks it away, straight into Robo for the alley-oop kill.
Yeah, Jace not having flash, just gets hit by the fish. Meanwhile, mid.
Oh, Yoda going to get locked down here. Chaos Storm dealing quite a bit of damage, snared up by the Eye, but do they go in for it? The answer is yes, but is the damage enough? The laser is going to snipe him out just between the turret.
And the damage is barely enough, but a turret goes down on the top side at the exact same time. These are going to be the biggest top laners ever when they start rotating around the map. You have to feel just a little bit sorry for BRTT and Zeitnot with these hyper carries against that fed of a top lane.
A 6-3-1 Fizz with a 14-minute Trinity Force. Picking up his next item soon as well. Blade of the Rune King going to come up. So the Yoma's Ghostblade already complete for Fabulous's Jace. SuperMassive trying to work on this bottom lane outer turret. And it's actually Red Canids, despite the shaky start due to the topside match shenanigans, they're about 2,000 gold ahead over SuperMassive.
Shaky. A shaky start. Yeah.
Curious starts, maybe.
Fantastic start, depending who you ask.
So this should be every League of Legends game, you mean?
Not exactly.
Just some.
Here and there. Yeah, the occasional League of Legends game. Have a bit of fighting. Everyone loves a good biff.
SuperMassive now trying to make their way down towards the bottom side of the map. Stamaj is just waiting in the wings. Well spotted out by a couple of wards. Naru wants to jump on Yoda again, tries to lock him down with the gravity field. Fabulous rotates down as well, but sidestep by Yoda, nice and easy.
Yeah, able to avoid most of the damage. Of course, Jace not having a turret to hide behind in the top lane now does mean he's able to rotate. As weird as that sounds, losing your own turret does give you at least a hint of freedom. But it also means that when the minion wave is going to be pushed, Robo's the one that's free to move. So now it's Naru's turn to be a little bit more respectful if ever the Fizz goes missing on Summoner's Rift. That's why you can see leaves mid lane when he was gone, doesn't want to threaten the turret just yet. It is super low though. He can go towards it if he chooses.
Yep, Red Canids mid lane outer turret has about 500 health remaining. Samar's going to continue to farm up his own jungle. Fizz is actually trying to be a nuisance. Head in towards his jungle as well.
And if there's one thing you can say, Fish, one absolute on Summoner's Rift for a Supermassive game, it's that Zeitnot will have a lot of farm.
He will, but Robo's trying to dive Naru despite missing his carrot there. Naru fancies a piece of the Fizz as well.
Sends his home with a...
And you're right, he's got a lot of farm, but he's got a BRTT in his face. Exhaust coming out for double Doge. BRTT falls, shut down to the Doge. Suddenly we will have Zeitnot falling as well. So it will be that final tick of poison that takes him down. Both AD carries trading their life.
Yes, but BRTT receives the kill, where Zeitnot does not. 0-2 compared to 4-1. You'd have to favor the Twitch just a little bit more than as the end result of that 1-for-1 trade. But it is good to see, once again, these 2v2s want to have their hand at the dueling, just to find out who's better, as for some reason there's 3 wards next to that Lee Sin at Raptors.
I mean, we've seen a lot of 5-man dives bottom in the current meta. We haven't really seen too many 5-man mids, but that's about what's about to happen for Supermassive. Trying to brute force down this mid lane outer turret. That is incredibly low. Up with Yoda having blue buff and Robo close behind. That's going to be saved successfully.
No vision, I suppose, of Napon, as well as having the Fizz nearby, not even knowing where the Twitch is. They have to show some respect. They can't just commit to these structures. There's a lot of fights, but there is still some brains behind this Brawn.
There is a big minion wave pushing on the top side of the map, so eventually someone from Red Canids will have to deal with that. Double Doge as well. Zeitnot in the bottom lane, but Fabulous has been knocked back here. Tries to get away. Robo's diving on forward. The Fish does not connect. Fabulous lives. Daisy's been called out to play as well, but both teams just disengage.
You have to feel like that Fish could have actually connected just a little bit extra on the range. I don't even think he threw it out as far as it could go. BRTT spotted. Still the bottom lane turret, the mid lane turret. These structures from Red Canids are getting lower and lower. They will break eventually.
BRTT going invisible, but bottom lane outer turret is going to fall. Supermassive destroy that structure and even up the structures 1-to-1. Red Canids going to try and equalize in the mid lane, but the wave clear from Naru is just too strong. No one saw that. Absolutely nothing happened. Get the camera off. There we go.
The worst DJ in the world. Everyone's running away from his base.
Dropped it in the wrong
like a
spot.
Megan Trainor song. Not about that base.
Meanwhile, SuperMassive are trying to siege up the mid lane outer.
Oh, got him.
Yoda goes on forward. That Fabulous is low, but fighting tooth and nail. Yoda is going to be the next one to die here as Zaynab picks up a kill. BRT to the backlines. Naru gets jumped up from downtown by Napa, and he just turns around and chucks a laser in his face.
Naru's on the wrong side of the map, to be clear. He doesn't really know where to go.
He's just stuck between a Fizz and a turret. He takes the turret way out, giving Napa on a kill.
So gives it to Lee Sin, refuses to give another kill to Robo. 6 is enough for the Trinity Force Fizz. And just another fight to break out on Summer Drift. Spontaneous League of Legends action. It was SuperMassive going for the structure.
Oh no, BRTT gonna get jumped on by 2 supports in this game. He wants to take him on. Taking down Stomach first. Double Doge is the next target for the Twitch.
Doge.
Run away, Double Doge. You're not gonna get points today. BRTT can't find the expunge. And Double Doge barely lives.
He was waiting on the cooldown for the expunge, but this is what happens when Camilla's a support. There's not enough damage actually to be seen, but we do get to see this fight again, and it kicks off with Yoda hitting a massive flash stun. Lots of damage comes out of the Cassiopeia. Naru's committed to this fight whilst everyone else is fighting here, and BRTT, when he gets in, when he finds his avenue of entry, everybody gets exploded. That's a 6-1 Fizz.
Yep. He's massive on Twitch right now. It's the BRTT, but Robo's going to fight again. Zaynab's been caught. He's going to die. Napod slams the ground for a kill, kicks Double Doge back. Kathy is surprised, doesn't get any damage down. Napod is stuck between the rest of the members of SuperMassive. I feel like I'm back in the LPL, Rusty, because we've got 29 kills 20 minutes in. Be taken.
I think the only reason the Cloud will go down is if it's at a time in the game where the Elder will come next.
So just checking with the gold very quickly, nothing too drastic. About 1,000 gold lead for the AD carry on the side of Red Canids. But 1,000 top lane as well, but let's look at that again. It was Double Doge falling first.
And then shortly after, Yoda's like, nah, I'm good, nah, I'm not good.
That's a reportable offense, Yoda.
It may have been Jude blocking him. I'm not sure. I'm not going to be the one to blame Jude for that.
Strongly disagree.
Hey man, you do you.
That's what Yoda did. Meanwhile, SuperMassive going to try to continue pushing out the mid lane. And a 2,000 gold deficit for them against Red Canids at the moment. Again,
And Naru moving to a side lane. So this is the opportunity for either BRTT to go bottom and try and assassinate him, or for BRTT to go to another lane. He's got Lulu here.
Go for it.
You know he wants this.
Come here, Naru. There's a redemption as well, just ran out a bit of damage. Look at that, he just melts like a hot knife through butter. And suddenly, on the opposite side of the map, there's action as well. Robo's in trouble. He's going to get slapped by Double Doge and Submerge. The snare will get the kill. The candy is a little bit too sweet for him.
And he was on the wrong side of the map by a fair bit. BRTT now going to be pushing bottom lane, so the structure will fall.
They're picking Baron.
But they are currently moving over to Baron. I haven't hit the Q, they all can get through.
They blast going over Baron there as well. They go for it, there's no vision. Napon, you've got to do it again. Come on, you've done it 2 out of 3 times. Oh, he just used the Q, he has no idea what's going on.
He doesn't know, they're suspecting something now, surely.
Okay, Napon's waiting for him, but Dumbledore just locked him in. He kicks him back into the pit, throws out a Q, 2,000 hit points. Yoda misses his ultimate. They're not finishing Baron. They've locked him down. Fabulous stops Napon from getting into the pit. They're going to chase the Lee Sin away. Dude tries to flash to save him. Baron will be picked up by SuperMassive.
Here comes the Twitch though, keep your eyes peeled.
We'll be looking to try and take down Double Doge first. Robo's in the back lines. Stamarge in trouble. Playful Trickster in to try to strike. Zeitnot's now trying to go 1-on-3. Not enough. But the impact is surprise. It's going to take him down. Touchdown, Cogmore.
They get some kills, and again, the Baron still goes over to SuperMassive. It's 23-16. Red Canids are trying to have more kills than the clock itself, not even combined right now. This is absolute insanity, Fish.
This is fantastic.
10-1-0 as well. What a monster. He's never going to die as well if he finishes Asterix Gauge.
Oh, goodness.
Whew. I still think that's the girl's way out.
I mean, you never know. Frozen Mallet, you might think he's playing Cannon.
That is.
It is the Frozen Mallet. He picks it up.
I take everything back. What a beast. BRTT, absolute monster. We get to see the Baron go down. For 2 redemptions, also going to keep everybody healthy inside the pit, but Yoda and Zeitnot. Unfortunately, Yoda misses the ultimate, so he's never going to really play a part in this fight. for the preliminary stages of it, which means Baron goes, but this is where it starts to become a bit more of the BRTT show. A lot of shields to keep him alive, a lot of damage to be seen, and between him and Robo, yes, the teleport was a little bit late, but he's able to lock down some kills with himself.
You know, bottom lane, Fabulous, as well as Dumbledore and crew try to lock down Robo, who just slices and slices his way away. That's not right, he's not Renekton.
Playfully tricks them. Still threatening bottom lane. Baron buff on the side of SuperMassive, but they're not pushing with it. They're letting Red Canids come to them, apparently. Fight within their own domain.
Well, Red Canids are still 1,000 gold ahead, despite Baron buff going over towards SuperMassive.
You'd have to imagine a fair chunk of that is on the Fizz. Sorry, the Twitch, which it is.
Yep, 12,000 gold for Twitch at the moment to the 10,000 of Zeitnot. A slight lead for Fizz top side of that, but everywhere else is going in SuperMassive's favor now. Yoda's not been really impressive with most of his ultimates. Has hit one crucial one, but everything else just seems like it's missed.
And here we go, the Baron buff finally being utilized. They secure themselves at least a structure. Looks like they want more, but keep your eyes peeled for this guy.
And speaking of Yoda, he was nowhere to be
frozen
found
mallet.
that. BRTT with the frozen mallet. Looking to see if he can engage onto as the 5-man death ball of SuperMassive. Napon looking to see if he can get right behind the team. Dumbledore spots him out. Kicks him in fact, wants to go toe-to-toe, but gets kicked back instead. Apparently Muay Thai is better than knife legs.
Didn't really need to use the kick that early. If Dumbledore's just going to ult him, then you can kick as well, finally.
We've done it 25 minutes into this one. And the poor Cloud Dragon, who just wanted to be left alone, is going to be taken down. Ivan, unfortunately, does not make friends with that monster. Does not set him free.
He is far too epic of a monster. SuperMassive now losing the inside track, though, by going for the Cloud Drake. So this is where Red Canids were perhaps looking for his turret, or just getting some damage down, but we won't really see anything taken from them just yet. Baron buff too strong, too scary.
And it's only 20 seconds left in that Baron buff as well. That will expire for everyone except for members who have the mastery.
I have a feeling we're just going to try and go for a record of the most kills. Oh, hello.
Most kills in a game, 46 versus RGJ1.
I didn't even mean that.
But it came up and they're still going for more. You're Rusty. Naru's already dead from the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile, Zeitnot looking for a fight here as well. The rest of Red Canids are charging in towards SuperMassive. And suddenly, we have a fight that's broken out.
And BRTT absolutely just unstoppable right now. Moving towards the mid lane. 4 people dead. Fabulous has to go to base. This could just be the inhibitor.
But we're still 2 kills away, Rusty. We need 2 more kills to break what I believe was the MSI stat for most kills. Completely
I'm
threw
sure
me
we'll
off guard
get
when
there.
that fight took place. I'm pretty sure as well. We had to kill bottom lane. I thought that was Naru. It was actually Robo that fell down to a 1-on-1 against Fabulous.
Yeah, but he was too low to actually join the fray, so inhibitor will fall. Red Canids get to reset the map for themselves if they choose. They can take away some buffs if they'd like here and there in between it. But this is how it all breaks out again. The Twitch just does too much damage. There is no counterplay for Naru. He can drop his Chaos Storm, but it's never going to affect him. And there's just so much damage that follows through with all of the poison from the Twitch. Napon chooses to go in here to kick Zeitnot, prevents him from auto-attacking as well, which is just enough with the expunge to secure the kill. So timed well, honestly, from the side of Red Canids.
Still dies to the Acathia surprise, and unfortunately Fabulous could not help out his team. There you go. Yoda cheering on his team after that fight. And inhibitor has been broken in the mid lane as well.
I guess the enthusiasm is saying, you may try and kill me, but BRTT is going to kill all of you.
He's got an Infinity Edge as well now, 1 item from 6.
Oh wow, yeah, he did.
Whew. Big Twitch.
The largest rat I think I've seen.
And there he goes again, looking for 2 at once! Zeitnot a double dodge, but it doesn't matter. He can't fight 4. Dude is going to be the target of choice for Dumbledore, who has to flash away. Fabulous flashes in, doesn't get the knockback, but still gets a kill. Will pay for that one with his life, however.
Oh, they're not done though.
Yeah, they're trying to lock down Stamarge next. Robo lands the carrot.
Oh,
Stamarge will get healed, but Zeitnot kicked back into the team. Robo goes in, gives Yoda a double kill. Stamarge is the next target. Robo picks up that one.
And Napon once again hits the flash kick. They completely disregard the Ivern's existence as Dumbledore is running.
Says, you come back here. Dumbledore's just trying to get away.
Naru's now saying that.
Yeah, he's ghosted. He wants to help out his knife lady. Slowly gets some damage down to Robo, but Dumbledore just got it. He doesn't play full tricks though with a wall. Chaos Storm is going to be enough for Naru to pick up a kill himself.
They outplay each other, but Naru's just still standing there like, I'm the one who does damage and is able to secure himself another kill. 30 to 21. 51 kills in 29 minutes.
Whew. Here's BRTT again, trying to take on the world.
It's a lot of damage, but again, you have to remember the shields that come through, redemptions, lockets. Nothing is enough to kill Zeitnot, no matter how much damage you have, if you're by yourself, and there are people protecting him. So the Cogmore's able to live through all of it. But reinforcements arrive as we get to see the kick. And as I notice everyone was looking at Stomage. They all pretended he didn't exist. Flash Cassiopeia ultimate. They know who the primary target is.
Daisy tries her best to take them down, but it's not going to be enough to succeed. Red Canids still holding on to a nice 3,000 gold lead at the moment over SuperMassive. We have another Cloud Dragon that's coming up in 2 minutes, as well as Baron buff that is now alive. That was previously snuck away by a SuperMassive.
In my analytical opinion of this game fish, you'd have to imagine there'll be some kind of fight for the Baron coming up soon. These teams do quite like to fight.
You reckon?
I reckon.
Oh, what makes you think that, Rusty?
Evidence. Stats.
Stats of 51 kills in one game. Well, they're going for a fight again. Double Doge gets knocked up. Yoda in the mid lane. He's not picked back in, but that's going to kill Yoda! They'll trade 1-for-1 there. Fat Fabulous is trying to run. So is Stamaj. He'll be cut down by Robo, who continues chasing against Naru. Fat Fabulous as well as Dumbledore, who are trying to retreat. But that should be a Baron attempt coming on from the Red Canids.
Yeah, we're well and truly in the most kill game of MSI play-ins in 2017. I think that goes without saying at this stage. Red Canids are trying their absolute hardest to stay above this clock. Look, Baron is something that they could do. But I feel like before they do the Baron, they might want to kill people.
And that's what they're going to try and do. They go for Fat Fabulous, and Double Doge kicks back. Tries to go to the skies, but BRTT is submarining into SuperMassive. Double Doge is the next target. He gets one for himself. Well, Robo picking up another, and now they will look towards the Baron.
They built themselves a buffer against the clock, right? So it's 34. They have enough time to look for a Baron. Maybe you get a recall in between all of this. Come back and try for one more team fight. This should be free.
Should be, but look at SuperMassive slowly making their way towards the pit.
They are collapsing. Cogmore is back. He's alive again.
Robo is right behind Naru. Baron does get picked up by Red Canids. Zeitnot is trying to fight anyone who comes close to him. Snap-on slowly walks away as well. So Baron picked up by Red Canids this time around. They're 5,000 gold in the lead. And we'll definitely be looking for one of the last team fights here.
Really challenging to catch the high mobility that does come out of the Red Canids side. Again, Lee Sin, Fizz, Twitch if he's invisible, you're never going to find him. So they secure the Baron. They get out with their lives well and truly in hand. SuperMassive will just sit back. They'll most likely continue to try and scale with that Cogmore. He's working towards his big item builds also. Has 3 completed and can destroy everybody's life. And so we do still put our attention towards these carries. We said the early game, you know, it's top focused. A lot of fights happen mid lane shortly after that. But BRTT versus Zeitnot, that's the real name of the game. They've got a Lulu and a Lee Sin protecting one of them. Even Cassiopeia, very good at protecting against an Ivern. And apparently a Camille protecting Zeitnot.
It's a lot of protection. Red Canids, they still have a minute to work with before they fall behind the clock again.
It's basically like having living armor to protect the team comp like this. Like Cogmore's a worm. He's not going to have any armor on him.
He's got multiple redemptions.
I wonder where they are.
It might be in one of these bushes.
He missed. He may actually walk into it.
Oh, they found Fabulous, and then Stomaj ruins the surprise. Continues to hide inside this brush in the lane. Shh. Don't tell them, Rusty.
What? All right.
That's a flash.
You calm down.
Settle down. Plot's over. Can't go back to that strategy anymore. Don't even flash.
Not even convinced that someone was going to be able to follow Stomage up if that did hit. Well, for what it's worth is...
Straight into Yoda's ultimate. That would be great.
Oh.
They locked up BRTT though. They don't know. He was invincible.
It got something.
Meanwhile, Robo's been able to take down top lane in a turret. We're 34 minutes in, Rusty. They need a kill, and they need a kill now.
Yeah, getting hungry for blood. The clock's starting to get the better of Red Canids. Open mid lane inhibitor. They've got the Baron buff. Surely you'd expect they start to make some steps towards actually hitting the inhib. As he's got a control ward, he needs to protect it with his lifestone, mate.
Now, tough side of the map. Robo is walking, Baron up minions into the inhibitor. They do have that Fabulous as well as Zaynot from time to time, moving up towards that lane.
And you would expect them to rotate if they go between. They have vision from mid to top. They don't need vision bottom, but bottom is a massive wave that's starting to stack up and accrue minions for the side of Red Canids, so they can easily go there.
And that's exactly where Red Canids try to make their way towards. Robo's done a good job with this turret. He's down to half health. Zaynot is forced to make sure Robo can't just walk in and get a couple of Trinity Force procs off to take that turret down.
You know, I for one am excited for the analyst desk breakdown.
Yeah, let's see if Eddie and the boys can keep up with this one. Napon now going to try and dash away. Oh, Naru, he's been caught up by VRTT. Almost going to die to the poison there, but a shield from Stomach and a heal from Zaynot.
Could have let that one tick a bit more, but now they're sieging bottom. They'll break it. Yep,
bottom lane inhibitor turret is going to be taken out. Naru moving aggressively forward, but it's a lot of minions as well as BRTT auto-attacking this inhibitor. They won't be able to get it this time around, but meanwhile, Robo's already taken out top lane inhibitor turret, working on the inhibitor next, and nobody from SuperMassive is there to defend.
Yeah, they work top lane. They'll be able to secure that one. They can bring the Fizz now from top to mid if he's able to lock it down. Keep some pressure towards different areas of the map so the BRTT, if they choose, can turn invisible and start pressuring places. But
that's an inhibitor falling. Robo gonna get taken down here. Guardian Angel popped. Redemption gonna heal up that Fabulous. Robo's just gonna try and get the heck out of there, but slammed into the wall to the skies by Fabulous. Gets a kill for himself.
And Robo's just going to be a trade for a Cloud Drake, it looks like. They're able to go back to base, reset. You'd expect that BRTT will complete an item maybe even with how long he's been out running around on the Rift. Hasn't gotten kills, so his gold might not have been as high as he liked, but it's enough. That's a Bloodthirster.
Yep, picks up a Bloodthirster as his final item. It's going to be really difficult to deal with this Twitch if he submarines onto 1 or 2 members.
Part of me wishes that I was like QuickShot or someone right now, so that, like we had 2 play-by-plays for the amount of kills that there are.
Oh, you can give me that shot.
Absolutely not. I was not born for that.
VRTT is definitely going to try and scout out to see if he finds anyone. A little bit sneaky, but SuperMassive are a bit wary of this Twitch. Already moving very far back towards their base and grouping up inside brushes as well.
They're really committed to the strategy. It's kind of like Fnatic with their single brush, but if you make your own, then eventually it might work. They place control wards in most of the bushes. They are sitting inside as well, but most of their attention should come back towards the Baron, the next one that's going to spawn. Easiest way to fight is SuperMassive want to get themselves back into a winning position in this game. It'll most likely be reflected around how they secure the Baron buff or a fight before it.
It's a minute 30 until that Baron buff spawns.
Yeah, until such a time, however, Red Canids have the advantage. They can look bottom, they can look mid. Top lane's pushing. They should always have that slight edge.
Yep. Inhibitor turrets down mid lane, bottom lane, and Super Minions already pushing on the top side of the map. It's just a matter of time before SuperMassive have Super Creeps in their base and Red Canids knocking on their door. Robo's going to continue to split push against Fabulous. Does not have Guardian Angel now.
They spotted Stone Mage, so he swapped bushes.
Yeah, TT's going to hide inside of Ivan's own bush. They know Yoda's there. They didn't quite know that Twitch was there too.
They saw him with a sweeper, I believe, so they had the smell of him.
The rat senses are tingling. Zaynot is forced to clear waves on the base. This might be the go time for Red Canids.
It looks to be.
With the Kog'Maw not there, BRTT and Yoda pushing up aggressively. Samaj down to half health. There goes double doge into the back lines. Will lock down one. BRTT just stands and delivers. They do get Yoda though. That's the mid lane dead. BRTT is trying to kite back. Napbot jumps in, allows the Twitch to pick up a kill for himself. Kathy is surprised. It's going to deal bits of damage.
Twitch is coming back though.
It's mid lane for AD carry being swapped here. Fabulous trying to take down Robo. Dumbledore is up here as well. Wants to get a 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, Naru is falling out to the Twitch.
BRTT still full health.
SuperMassive. It's a 3-on-3 right now, but without their AD carry or their mid laner, they've just got Fabulous to rely on to deal damage, and he's not the hyper carry they need.
And you couldn't ask for more, honestly, if you were the Red Canids. It's not just 3 inhibitors, it's coincidentally timed super well with the Baron. But they don't want the Baron, they want to get those kills.
Double dope, that's a mistake.
All right. He's safe, he's in a bush. Sort of. All right, Baron was still what I was saying before they decided that they wanted kills again. Defending the base is just the name of the game for SuperMassive. Rinse and repeat. Hope your inhibitors come back up. Top will be first, I believe. We'll see how long they can hold on.
Yep, top will be the first inhibitor to respawn. Red Canids don't rush towards the Baron, instead head back to base.
Playing some X-Hero Siege.
Get a couple of their final items here. There's still one remaining, or half an item now. Napon holding on to a couple of pink wards instead of going for an item himself. Yoda's complete. BRTT is well and truly complete as well.
Yeah, Yoda actually with an elixir, so unfortunately one-off doesn't have the boot, as they do kick this one up. The amount of damage they do to a Baron, it's just unreal. Cass and Twitch.
Taken down with ease. Red Canids now have the Baron for 3.5 minutes. Elder Dragon spawns in 2 minutes as well, in case that's not enough to close it out. But look at BRTT being very sneaky. He's into the base, Rusty. Fat Fabulous is behind him. He's still invisible. Does he go? He does. Looks for Fat Fabulous. Everyone piles on in. But the Wild Throw, the heals, the shields, they are enough. The Twitch is just spraying and praying with a rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat to get the double kill.
Zaynot as well, though.
Storm Archer going to get taken out by Robo. Zaynot is trying to kite for his life. Only gets Yoda. That's going to be a double kill for Robo. And Red Cannon's going to try and push for the win.
They'll most likely get the victory, as we see if a Cogmore can perhaps show his mechanics. That's about it.
But the clock's the winner here. It's 41 minutes, hit 40 kills only for Red Canids, but they go out in style as they take down SuperMassive to give the home crowd one more time a chance to cheer.
Yeah, and at the very least, the Brazilians get the victory. As you mentioned, the crowd can support them, and they can leave the stadium with their heads held high, if nothing else. It may not have been the cleanest game, but they still get a victory. They make sure that the Turkish side leave this first round not undefeated.
SuperMassive will finish the group stage on top, 5-1. Red Canids secure their place as second in Group A with a 4-2 finish. Now all that's left is to decide, well actually not even to decide, Direwolves are going to lock in their place as third, Rampage lock in their place fourth. We just have one more exhibition match, which is probably going to be as fun as this one is.
We just have one more showdown left, but first and foremost, the Brazilian side, they've finished their run here. Well-deserved applause and bow for the home team.
Yep. Yoda gets a game in as well. Something, didn't have the best of performances on the Cassiopeia, but you don't really need to when you have BRTT, who was an absolute monster on the Twitch that game.
Yeah, BRTT actually a super hard carry for them, but they had the Lulu to empower it. You know, they were set up to let him succeed, but ultimately, in the battle of laning phase that continued for 15 odd minutes, Brazil just came out as the better laners.
Now we found a new meta here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 2v2 top lane, occasionally disappearing into jungle and diving turrets 24/7. I had no idea what was going on half the time.
Yeah, and honestly, I hope the analysts know what was going on.
And speaking of analysts, we're going to toss this one back to the desk to break down that game, I guess.
Nope. Nothing.
No.
We got nothing, gents. I mean, at the end of the day, we understood going into this that the end result of the game did not necessarily matter towards the standings and the evolution of the tournament. That said, I do believe, to a degree, both of these teams came in here with kind of the attitude of let's have fun while putting on a good show, testing our limits. You saw the smiles on their faces, and I can appreciate that. I mean, simply the kill score of the game kind of illustrates the craziness of it all. You know, a kill per minute or more is always fun to watch.
Always fun to watch BRTT pull out a pick like the Twitch as well. We spoke about it earlier that I think it actually could have been a legitimate pick.
Yes, perhaps it should have come out sooner.
Had that game actually had the ramifications we were expecting, I think that could have been a brilliant pick for them, but ends the game with like 18 kills and 2. Very fun performance, of course, the crowd there. Red Canids fans being in Brazil.
And that's the thing. I mean, come on. If they're going to end the tournament in some fashion, it should be in that one. A very exciting game with the victory for the hometown crowd. So although disappointed maybe that they aren't moving on, they did get that final victory in front of their hometown crowd. Vidius, thoughts on this game and the way it developed? I mean, both of these two teams definitely were having fun out there. We saw some cool plays as well.
Yeah, there were a lot of individual standouts, people getting the outplay here and there. It felt like just another night in solo queue for me, but I feel like that just the fact that there was so much action all over the board, it was so easy to see.
Was that a small brag there that you just snuck in? That you got all these individual highlight plays?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but it's also just me trying to make plays and then not quite realize the ramifications.
It's the attitude that carries over.
It's like you can make a play, but that doesn't mean it gets into the highlight reel,
right,
you know?
Absolutely.
I think it's more the fact he's used to being around Officio and Crepo, so he doesn't get to say that very often before they shut him back down.
Exactly. Yeah, bring him back down to earth. But you talk about really fun mechanical and individual plays. You know, just the prior game that the Canids had played, we were building up Nap on both of his Baron steals and how he, on the day, was executing quite well. Well, here we have our final Acer replay of the day going solely to him. Beautiful Lee Sin mechanics.
Yeah, very sweet setup from Napon. Unfortunately, Yoda, he doesn't quite get the gaze that he was looking for, but regardless, they were able to get themselves the kill. The play overall was very solid. Even though the gold craft seems to be an upward trend, you can definitely see that there were a couple of holes in those stairs as they were going upwards, and a couple of times Red Canids did fall through the cracks, but still, it was an overall convincing victory, and a large part of that was thanks to BRTT on his phenomenal Twitch performance.
50k damage in 41 minutes. All right, well over 1,000k per minute.
You gotta respect the red.
1,000k?
1,000k would be impressive.
Is this the American number system?
Yeah. That's the new American system. Anyway, my goodness, things are falling apart here at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. All right, back to this game, though, and the development of it. I mean, we did see Yoda back in the mid lane again, although it didn't necessarily have to do with the team moving toward, or rather forward through the tournament. It was good to see him on the stage, and to be honest, I was impressed by his performance on the Cassiopeia.
The crowd were loving him as well. Like, we know that he is a big superstar over in Brazil, and I thought that the way in which he was interacting with the crowd, always cheering every time he made a kind of play, everyone was just like, yeah, this is a lot of fun, and I think that that's the core part of this, right? Like, I know we talked a lot about it, but as an individual, I feel that he was able to play the Cassio, who's able to make a lot of those really sick, like, I remember his two-man Cassio all as the dive was coming in, like, demonstrating that he does have those mechanics, and while he did not come out earlier on in the day where there were question marks whether or not he should have, he was able to still demonstrate what he was able to bring out.
Interesting being able to see a player come in and out of a lineup and the effect. I think for me, like, taking a step back in the tournament as a whole, typically up until last year's Worlds, we had a lot of Turkey, a lot of Brazil that were the favored teams going into the play-in stages of whether it was MSI or Worlds. Seems like some sense of normalcy in that progression has returned. It's the CIS region haven't quite been showing up as they did in Worlds. So I think it's interesting to me that these were the two teams fighting once again for the spot in the group. Now we get to look at Group B because that's where one of the teams from another region may very well be showing up big coming in towards MSI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, so there's some consistency at least in terms of regional performance from international tournament to international tournament, and it's still holding true in this case. But then to your point, Group B tomorrow, right? The lesser understood group maybe to a degree. Although we do have an undefeated team in that group, it seems less figured out and less certain than, of course, Group A did on the outset of the day.
Yeah, I feel like that for the Gigabyte Marines in particular, they had a lot of key plays that really determined their games. But outside of that, there weren't necessarily, apart from a few great Levi plays every now and again, there weren't any significant standout individuals that were consistently the driving force behind that lineup. And I think that moving into the second day of competition, we're going to be seeing a lot more growth from the other teams, especially VP. I feel like there were a lot of highlight moments from their play that very well could come to challenge the top two dogs of Group B.
And that's where I want to see some of the teams from Group B mirror the top two teams of Group A now, where we saw the consistency come out of SuperMassive when the games were counting. Those 5 games that they played were generally in control for the majority of it. I want to see maybe performances out of VP that you bring up where it has been back and forth. You know, VP have even been out backdoored through the end of their first game. Like, I want to see that clean performance come over now into Group B from tomorrow's games, which I know we're still got a game away before we get there. But
That's perfect. That's perfect. Let me take it. All right, we got those games coming tomorrow, but one more game coming today. We're going to step away for a moment. After the break, Rampage and Direwolves take to the stage in hopes of ending their tournament run with a win. We'll be right back.
Fabulous.